Okay, let's try. Okay, let's try to solve this one. So you have from here you have d you have dq over dt. Okay, so which is equal to, so we have 2 times 3, that is 6 pounds per minute. So you have pounds per minute minus, you have, that is unknown, two you have 2q pounds per v minute. Since we've already solved our volume, which is, di ba? Our volume is 100 plus t, if I'm not mistaken. Volume 100 plus t. So here, so will not include the gallon na lang kay gi-cancel naman na nato at anis ibabaw. So we've canceled that one already here. So not to gyapil. So from here you have dq over dt. So equals 6 pounds over minute minus, that is literally 2q pounds over, ang volume is 100 plus t 100 plus t minute. So karon, so parehag unit. So karon, what happens here is like this. Okay? So that's why it becomes like this. 6 pounds per minute minus 2q pounds per over 100 plus t minute. So you have that result. So that's why it came up like this. Okay. So from here, we just uh, separate the units, pounds per unit. So what remains is 6 minus 2q over 100 plus t. So from here, if you could just look at this, so we could use now any of the first order, first degree differential equation. And for this part, you have dq over dt. You have q here and another variable in for this. This could lead us to linear differential equation because it cannot be Bernoulli since the six don't have a variable na t. There is no two variables in the six. So hindi siya pwede Bernoulli. Kung himuon nimo siyang kung himuon nimo siyang what do you call this? Kung himuon nimo siyang separable, variable separable, you multiply this one to 6 and this one here. After that, how will you separate this 100 plus t? So that is a problem. So dili siya pwede variable separable. So exact dili pud. So homo siguro, pero it will take you longer. So simultaneously and Bernoulli dili pod. So the best way to solve this one is using linear differential equation. So okay, so oops, sorry. Where did it go? Okay. So using linear differential equation, you will have this value. So this equation, so just transposing the negative 2q over 100 plus t to the with the dq over dt, so you'll have a positive 1, which is equal to 6. After that, you could say that is this is linear in Q. So with regards to any variable you have, it's either x or either y. So as long as you have variable here, derivative of that variable of this one, say you can still use linear differential equation. Bisan pag unsa ng variable a, b, c until z, pwede na siya. So you have dq over dt. Since we have q here, separate that one, and we will transform this one to our standard form. So this is already our standard form. So from here, this one is with variable t, so that's why we named this p of t. So that is 2 100 plus t. So since this is pt, the one that is outside is qt. So after that, we already get the p of t. We'll substitute that one in our integrating factor solution. So you have, in getting integrating factor, you have e raised to the power of p of t dt. Since our p of t is 2 over 100 plus t, we just substitute it here. After that, we integrate. So since this is a constant, we move outside. So from here, we could use the 100 plus t as u and derive it, then still be the same. So that is dt, okay? So from that, meaning that is just du over u, okay? So du over u. So you have the integral of d over u, that is ln u times 2. So since you have multiplier 2, it becomes the power of u. So e raised to the power of ln, that is 1. So what remains is u squared. Since our u, sorry, since our u is 100 plus t, which is this one, 100 plus t. So we just substitute it in our u. So now we get our integrating factor. So after that, the process of linear differential equation, so you have q, since this is the variable, so since that is the variable here, so if that is dy, so it's y. If it's x, dx, that is x. Since this is dq, we use q, then you put q. Q times integrating factor plus qt times integrating factor dt plus t. So integrating factor natin is 10 plus t squared. Then our qt is 6 from here. From here, 6. And then multiply by integrating factor. So after that, just move this one outside because that is constant. We can now integrate this one. So before we integrate this one using the power rule, so since you have values inside that squared, you need to derive that first. So you have u, that is 100 plus t over and derive that one, that's dt. So this, since there's no multiplier here, so you could go directly to integrating it. So our u is this one, our 100 plus t becomes u. Then we can now integrate that one. You have integral of u squared, that is u cubed over 3. So simplifying it, 6 divided by 3, that is 2 u cubed. After that, substitute the value of u. You use here, so you have 100 plus t cubed. After that, you have to get the q. Since we are looking for the q, okay, since we are looking for the q, so we will make a formula that will get the q. Okay, salt man gipangita na to after an hour. So we'll transpose it, we'll divide it to both sides. You have this one divided by 100 plus t squared. So you have cube here. So it becomes 2 times 100 plus t plus c over 100 plus t squared. That is our general solution. Since we already have our general solution, we could now make our table. Okay, so we are not yet finished. So this is just our general solution. After that, we recall at first, let's recall. So let's recall our problem. So at first, naa siya'y, di ba? Salt man gipangita nato, no? So at first, naa siya'y 50 pounds of salt that is dissolved in brine at time 0. Karon, gipangutana pila naman ang salt niya after an hour. Since everything here is in minute, so we'll change the hour into minute, which is 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. So from here, so since every rate is minute, so change the 1 hour to 60 minutes. So that is 50 pounds of salt initially dissolved in the water that becomes a brine solution, then a time minute. Then question is after an hour, which is 60 minutes, what will be the salt remains, or what will be the salt after an hour? So from that, we'll just substitute. Diba? The formula man ani. We have 2, 100 in T, and copy. So since we have at start salt at 50, put your 50 here because the Q stands for the salt. Then 2 times our 100 plus time 0, C over 100 plus time 0. So from that, you have 200, 2 times 100, that is 200. So from there, in order to get the arbitrary constant C, so you simplify this further, 50 minus 200, then the result of this is negative 150, and multiply the 10,000. So that becomes 1.5 million. Okay? 1,500,000 negative. Now, at 60 minutes, we have Q that is unknown. So 2 times 100 plus time, which is 60. Plus, if you could still remember, that is C over 100 plus T. So you have C, that is 1.5, negative 1.5 million over 60 plus T, which is squared. So after that, 160 T. So this one, negative 100. Try to use our calculator. So if we have the 1 times negative 1, okay, this one. Where's the negative sign? Just 1.5. So, oops. That is 1.5 divided by 160 squared. Okay? Equals, that is 58.59375. So that since that is negative, so we have 160, that's 320 minus 58.59375. So that is 261.41 or 40625 pounds of salt. So from 50 pounds of salt, it becomes, so from 50 pounds of salt, it becomes 260